And when he brought the plans to me and showed them, I was pretty shocked because I was expecting one court. I said, you know, who's going to run this place? And he said he already had somebody in mind.
I was working at the Boys and Girls Club, and a guy by the name of Jack Kramer came in my office, and he said, hey, I've got this idea. And I was just like, yeah, right. So he said, okay, seriously, I've been watching you for the last couple years in the job you do, and I want you to run it. And I was like, wow. So at that time I went home, I talked to my wife, she was like, yeah, Chris, right. So then he showed up a month later, and he had plans.
Just a practice court, have somebody retired, you know, sitting there at night, letting the teams in to practice. And when he brought the plans to me and showed them, I was pretty shocked because I was expecting one court, and we had three, and a food court, and the entertainment area, so I was a little surprised.
And he goes, here's the blueprints. He goes, are you still in? And I said, you betcha.
I knew there was a need for more court space because we had such a hard time. And, you know, a lot of kids couldn't get in and play sports because the buildings would be filled up with teams already.
He goes, I've got the building going. I've got a trailer out on the site. I'm gonna have your office in the trailer. Now, I don't have a building yet, and I don't have a gym for you, but I have a trailer for you. I need for you to fill up the leagues.
Jack took it and ran it with it and turned it into the courts.
The first time he come in, he just told me about the idea. And I just thought it was it was just good for the area. He wanted to put that money towards something, towards kids in Springfield. And then the second time he come in, we had a long talk.
Jack had been a Mizzou football player, and it was their first night game ever, and he was quite determined to go.
I want to ask you about the trip to the Missouri football game on 6th and 7th. And let's talk about your usual routine. Did you and your family usually go to MU football games?
Yes, it was a regular occurrence. I've been going to Missouri football games with my family since I was young, and continued that with my children.
And who went on this trip?
This trip, all four of my children went: Brianne, Kyle, Murray, and Raquel.
I had a lot of stuff to do, and I wasn't able to find anybody to take care of the house and the animals, and so he wanted to go, and I said, go ahead. And so him and the kids went up.
We left in the early afternoon, got up there in mid to late afternoon. Typically, I always stay for the whole game, but since it was a late starting game, we left in the early fourth quarter of the game.
Agnew to the 10, to the 5, to the house. Touchdown, Missouri.
I was driving, again, west on Highway 44, and all of a sudden appearing in front of me was a shadow-like or a silhouette-like figure of the bottom undercarriage of a trailer. I also noticed the rear wheels of the trailer.
All right.
Across the highway in front of me.
What'd you do?
I lifted my right foot with the intent to stomp on my brakes.
Do you remember doing that?
After lifting my right foot, I have no recollection of what happened after that.
It was kind of strange because the night before there had been a fire department in the front yard because someone had reported a gas leak. So when I heard the phone ring, I didn't have the phone in my bedroom, so I had to get up and go into the kitchen, and I went past the front doors, and there was emergency lights out front. And I thought, oh, there's another gas leak, and maybe it was the gas company calling to tell me about it. and it turned out it was a policeman at the front door. And the phone was ringing because it was the hospital calling to say that they were meta-flighting the kids in. There had been a car accident.
Did you have any knowledge of the condition of the children?
No, I had no knowledge. All I knew was as I was being pulled backwards over the seat, I heard noises, distress, and some crying in the background. No idea who that was coming from or where it was coming from.
Did you see Kyle?
No, I did not.
I got in the car and went to the hospital, and
Jack, I want to show you what we've marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit 101. I know it's going to be hard. Let's identify the picture that we have here.
That's my thumb, Kyle.
Hi, this is our new boat here.
What'd you say?
Hi, this is our new boat
Oh,
here.
boy.
Wanna take a ride with us?
Jack, I want you to describe your relationship with Kyle. You want to take a break? Okay.
had to tell Brianne, my oldest daughter, that he had died. The other daughter, she was unconscious from a head injury, and she had surgery. And then the youngest one they had sedated her because she had been so upset. Kyle was an all-American little boy, and he really enjoyed sports. He played everything, of course, basketball, football. Yeah, I got the wave on there, and I got the basket on there.
Okay, Kyle, let's see your funniest face.
He was funny.
Now, let's see old Granny, Kyle.
I had student teachers tell me that he would bat his eyelashes and his big blue eyes, and they would just fall for it, and he'd get away with stuff at school sometimes. But he was a good boy. He was my only son, and I miss him every day.
Kyle was 11 years old. My first natural born child. My only son. Just enjoyed life a lot. I coached him in every sport he ever played. We're very family oriented.
How would you have described your relationship with him?
To me, he was my best friend.
Mom, did all of us get chalk?